everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Sushmita and well, I'm all dressed up today because it's Bihu, but that's not what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk about this book that I recently read, and I think it has to be my first 5-star read of the year, and I think it's going to be a book that I will cherish forever. It's going to be a book that I can add to one of my favorites list so far. So that book is Clytemnestra by Costanza Casati. So, you know, when it comes to Greek mythological retellings, recently I think so many books are being written from different point of views. So far my favorite retelling has been Circe by Madeline Miller, and now I have found another one that I can add to my all-time favorite Greek myth retelling, and that is Clytemnestra. Anyway, that's the thing about mythological retellings, right? It's this looking at the stories that have been said in a certain way over a long period of time through different point of views and different perspectives. So even though we are reading the same stories over and over again, but since they are said from different viewpoints, different perspectives, so they almost always, when they are well told, when they are well written, they seem like new stories, or they seem like stories we never get tired of, because we always find something new in them. And this book just blew my mind, I think. So when it comes to the story, this book tells us about Clytemnestra, a Spartan born to Tyndareus and Leda. So it takes us through her childhood, her adolescence, and then her marriage to her first husband Tantalus, and then her subsequent marriage to this well-known figure, I think, from Greek myth to all of us, that is Agamemnon. But the book brilliantly introduces the other characters related to her as well. So the book beautifully explores the characters of her brothers, of her sister Helen, and her parents, their complex relationship, relationship dynamics between the people of her family, and it shows us her untamable nature, her untamable spirit, and this book is a master class on, I think, how to write feminine rage. And the book shows us how Clytemnestra is just thrown into a life full of chaos, a life full of tragedy after tragedy after tragedy, and how she contains her rage from all the tragedies, and how she then explodes, and how her rage explodes. That is so beautifully symbolized and expressed in the writing style as well. So in a world that sort of tries to tame women, to tell women what they can do, how they can do it, or in a world that judges women so harshly compared to that of men, Clytemnestra refused to be tamed, and she refused to take what life throws at her by lying down. Clytemnestra, she fights against what life throws at her. She fights against things she didn't like. She's ambitious, she's vicious when she needs to be, and she's loving and caring. And it's such a heartbreaking book at times, that it doesn't seem like you can make sense of all the tragedy that one person can bear. And she does it, and she does not take anything lying down. And even though this book is about Clytemnestra, she is the focus character for us, the book does not shy away from showing us her flaws. And the book shows us how tragedy and how pain transforms people, how her life's tragedies shaped her, and how it transformed her, and how it changed her into who she became at the end of the book. And one thing, okay, even though it is a Greek mythological retelling, so far what we have read in those books is that there are gods or there are magical elements present in those books. Here we have the mention of gods and we have the mention of magical elements or myths in the book itself, but they are not present as characters in the book. The mention of gods and their wrath or their magic or their blessings are being talked about how we talk about gods and their blessings or wrath in the real world. So what that does is that makes the story very real. It grounds the book in reality and we relate to what the characters are going through at a humane level. Because when something supernatural is introduced, then that takes us sometimes out of the reality of the pain or the trauma that is present in the story. But this book steers away from it. It mentions gods, it mentions Hera, Apollo, Artemis, but in a way that gods are mentioned in our world, and that gives the book a very grounding presence and it makes everything that happens to the characters more real, so we feel for them and we connect with them and we are horrified by the tragedies that they get to face. Also, another grounding aspect about this book is how real it portrays Clytemnestra. She is not someone who is devoid of any flaws. Okay, she is someone who is a very flawed character, and she's someone whose pain and trauma makes her very ruthless at times. Another important aspect of the book is that even though the Trojan War is such a significant event in this story, but it is not mentioned directly. We are not shown the war. The news of the war or the stories about the war reach the character through messengers. So we are not really taken through the war or taken through the happenings of the war. This story focuses on Clytemnestra, her life and her world and her family. And as far as the pacing of the book goes, as far as the writing of the book goes, you can see that it's a really big book, okay? But I read this book on a, I think, 7-hour train journey and finished it in a train itself. And there was not a moment where I could drop the book. I read it in a single go. It is such fast-paced, free-flowing narrative, and the writing style is so beautiful and it so beautifully encapsulates the tragedies, contains the rage, and you feel the contained rage through the writing, and then when it explodes, the writing explodes and you feel the anger exploding from a character. So as far as the writing style goes, I absolutely loved it as well. And the taglines in the book, the cover that says mother, monarch, murderer, magnificent, these are like these 1, 2, 3, 4 words perfectly sums up the book or what you can expect Clytemnestra to be in the book. I think I have found another girl boss, another powerful, strong female character from a book and from a mythological retelling. I absolutely love her. I love her fierceness and I love her expression of feminine rage, and she's shown to be so real. Nowhere is she being glorified. She's humane. Tragedies happen to her one after the other. She contains it all and then she explodes. And then she takes her revenge. She takes matters into her own hands and she takes her revenge. So it's a lovely book, a 5-star read in 2024, a 5-star read I think after a very long time. And another book that I am going to suggest if you are interested in reading Greek mythological retellings, and especially if you are interested in reading a feminist retelling of the Greek myth, then this is a book that I recommend. You should absolutely read it. It's a brilliant, beautiful, magnificent book. So that's it. Thank you for watching my video till now. If you are watching, and subscribe to my channel, like this video and share among your friends. Bye.